Welcome to History Adventuring. This is episode number 87. I'm Brad Hall, and today we're visiting the Venice Hobart Market in the 1930s in Venice, California. When I stumbled across this image at the Duke University site, my eye went immediately to the little market, which was called the Venice Hobart Market. Appropriately enough, as it was on Venice Boulevard at Hobart. The exact address, by the way, was 2168 Venice Boulevard, found for me by my #1 history adventurer who prefers to remain anonymous. Let's go check it out by time traveling. This is actually the same thing that I used to do in the 1980s when I lived in LA. Back then, many of these tiny little storefronts remained, and I would make a point to go into them, squint my eyes, imagine what they were like back in the day. Sadly, by the time I got to see them, they were usually absolutely horrible, with not only years of wear and tear, but having the look and feel of places that people who couldn't make it to a supermarket, like Vons or Ralph's, would be forced to shop. I usually just bought a Coke, but I also noticed the stuff on the shelves looking very shop-worn and unappetizing. And of course everything was much more expensive, but I didn't mind paying a premium for the entertainment value. I knew that there were many people who had no other choice, and it made me sad. Los Angeles is where I started my history adventuring, in my 20s, just because it was so big, so crowded, and seemed very unfriendly. There was no parking anywhere, and you had to stand in line for everything. I would go into the little markets and find a Coke, pay for it, and go. I wouldn't have even thought of buying groceries or meats there, but people did, and had been doing so for generations. Back in the 1930s, the Venice Hobart Market gave free delivery, and delivered more for less. You could buy a bottled soda there, or go next door to the drugstore and get one served in a glass by a soda jerk. I've taken a look on Google Street View, and at least possible that the building is still there. I don't see any architectural details that match, but the current building is about the same size. Hard to tell. Well, thank you for visiting Venice with me. Sure, I'll buy you an ice cream cone. Can you lend me a nickel? After that, let's go visit the Pacific Coast University. This has been History Adventuring. I'll talk to you later.